right, then I'm ready.
All right. Hello. We are now live. Hello, viewers. We are waiting for Marilyn. Marilyn is late. Zed will not be here today, so we are not waiting for Zed, but hopefully Marilyn will arrive soon. In the meantime, though, we are going to go ahead and begin the session for today.
I should probably open Foundry, shouldn't I?
That would probably be helpful. Yes, you should do that thing. Um, meanwhile, would anyone like to recap the events of the last session?
Uh,
I
I know it's been
remember
2 weeks.
a great deal of it was spent to tricking the guards to let Haro through because we had to deliver a spice package, some drugs.
we filled Haro with
and
sand.
We had to fill
You did.
Haro with sand, and then nuts and bolts, and then rubber duckies, and a whole bunch of things in order to trick the guards so we could get through. And also, Navi and Echo did some things with another guard.
Yeah.
Only hacked the security system of the whole place.
Hacking the
Yeah.
security system, knocking them out, etc., etc.
Yes,
Yeah,
and Dez,
and then brainwashing
Dez,
her into a cult.
yeah, then
But,
Dez
you know.
brainwashed her into joining their cult.
The frog cult.
This will be important later on.
Oh, I'm sure.
But not today. But yes, you were successful in working your job, delivering a package of spice for your boss, Lorne Madon, to a farmer on the outside of the city. You were pursued by some members of the Grim Angels, a rival drug-dealing gang, but there was some slick maneuvers, and you were able to escape them with moderate difficulty. With the job complete, you returned to Passia City, and have since gone about your lives. Each of you have gone back to your own places, and it has been about a week since your last job for Madon. Each of you have your own things that you were doing through the week. Obviously, Navi works at her auto shop. Apollo has work at the factory, and Echo is a delivery driver for Lorne, and has been involved in only less exciting deliveries in the past week. But we are going to join now Apollo as they are showing up for work. All right.
Yeah, work time.
Now let me change the music here. All right. Apollo, your job, I don't think it's been quite detailed what it was before, other than that you were a laborer of some sort. You work in a factory here in Passia City. It's an unpleasant job, but lots of overtime that isn't exactly voluntary, and long hours and difficult work. But you're showing up here at your next shift, and the boss, Jado Bremen, he's not like the factory owner or anything. He's like the floor manager. He's your direct supervisor. And you see him standing outside with a bunch of your coworkers, and the factory itself seems to be under Imperial lockdown. There are Imperial soldiers forming a line preventing entrance. And by Imperial soldiers, I do mean the elite guards, not
Oh,
the
wonderful.
not the standard grunts. They're all upside down. Let me fix that. The
they were like climbing down from ropes or something. They were spider climbing.
mhm.
Yeah, they just descend in Mission Impossible style.
Yeah.
So right now the factory is shut down. You're not able to go and clock into work as there is a basically a police tape line and Imperial soldiers blocking the way. Your boss sees you approach and he says, "There you are, Apollo."
Yeah, what's gestures to all of the Imperial guards standing outside.
Well, your guess is as good as mine. I just got here as well. It's a little bit before your shift is about to get, and he is the manager for your shift. Only thing they told me is that there was a death on the floor last night in the previous shift. But that doesn't explain Imperial guards or Imperial troopers.
No, it does not.
So you all are waiting, and waiting for some time to pass until... What was that sound?
Among Us?
Oh.
As a body was found in the factory.
A body was discovered. It's pretty sus.
As
Ban that. Get that out of here.
as you are standing here waiting, there is the door opens and a figure flanked by another Imperial trooper exits the factory. You immediately recognize the individual. Inquisitor Ra Vida. The one who you have personal history with.
Great, that's awesome.
What is Apollo's reaction to laying eyes upon the Inquisitor exiting their place of work?
I think that they would immediately lay eyes upon the Inquisitor, and their eyes get really, really big. And they kind of I assume that they kind of start positioning themselves more around their boss to kind of avoid a direct line of sight out of fear of what would happen. And they just kind of like say in like a really like whispered tone that still probably feels directed towards the factory manager, although it's definitely just them talking to themselves with recognition, like, fucking Inquisitor's here, dude.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong? What is going on here?
It's crazy. And your boss just is like, it's crazy. What the hell would an Inquisitor be doing at a factory accident?
Do you think it's even a good idea to be going in today?
Yeah. I mean, we got quota. If they say we can go in, we're gonna go. We're going. We got work to do. As the Inquisitors making their way past down the line out of the factory, you see a stretcher making their way out behind it as a couple of, EMTs are wheeling a body. You get a glance of the face as and you recognize it to be Lewis Lowton. He doesn't normally work the same shift as you, so you've only met him in briefly. But he's a worker here, and he is quite dead. Apollo, do you have? Let me look at your character sheet real quick. Roll first aid. I just want to see if you can detect this. Yeah. You get a glance at the body, and you see the burn marks that you are like 90% sure are the result of an electrical discharge of some sort.
Like, would I be able to tell that it would be electrical discharge from like a working with equipment or equipment malfunction, or would it be different electrical discharge?
You're no doctor, and you can't really be 100% sure, but your suspicions are valid.
Yeah. Factory accident in finger quotes.
Yes. The Inquisitor, though, goes and gets into his personal transport, leaving the scene. You see the EMTs loading the body into the back of their vehicle, which you realize will be, obviously be taken to the city morgue. Now, I just want to remind Lux of a couple of Apollo's powers. If Apollo wants to know a bit more detail about what happened here, you have the power of psychometry. Psychometry allows you to experience events that are emotionally charged around objects, such as your limitation on your chi power of psychometry is that it only works on previously living material, such as wood or dead bodies. So if Apollo were able to get into the position to touch the body, you could find out exactly what happened to it. Or if you were to find the room in which this happened, and there happens to be a piece of wood or other similar material in there, you could find out what happened that way.
I think Apollo is going to, because like the body is still kind of like, I could still go and like touch the body if I wanted to, if I had a devised plan for that.
Yeah, you could try. They're right now. They're like wheeling it towards the ambulance in order to take it away.
I'm going to kind of like turn to the factory manager and be like, would you mind if I just went to pay my respects to our fallen worker really quick, and then I'll get right on my shift.
He waves you off. He waves you off. He says, yeah, go ahead. It doesn't look like we're gonna be getting in for a few more minutes anyway.
Yeah, so then I will hastily kind of like shuffle and make my way over, and just make it kind of look like oh, we were coworkers or we were friends or something, just like gingerly just like saluting them, grabbing their hand, and then psychometry powers activate.
All right. You move up, and before the EMTs can sort of push you or like block your approach, you run up and you grab Lewis's hand. You will get to make a chi roll here in order to successfully use your power in 1 second.
Can I use the impulse point? Can I use an impulse point?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can spend an impulse point. That will give you retroactively a +3 on there, so that'll make that a success. Please mark down your impulse points. They are in the point pools section of your character sheet.
2 of 3.
Yep. All right. Apollo, you run forward and you grab Lewis's hand, and you experience the last bit of their existence. You see through their eyes as you are in the office. You recognize the office as, where you had your job interview, where the boss, where the floor manager works from. And in front of you is Inquisitor Ravida. And the Inquisitor is asking you questions. He's showing you an object. It seems to be a statue of a chi walker, a small one, like an idol, something like, maybe 8 inches tall or something. Ravida is asking why this was found in your apartment. You claim that you don't know what it is, what it was. It was just something that you found in your mom's things after she died, and you took it home. The Inquisitor accuses them of lying, being part of an underground network of individuals trading in and protecting Chi-Walker artifacts. Lewis denies any knowledge of such a network. But then the interrogation becomes more intense. Lightning is used from the Voidwalker, from the Inquisitor, to inflict pain. Not to harm, just to pain. You feel the screams echoing in your mind. The torture goes on for some time, until eventually Lewis confesses and admits to everything. He claims there is a Chi-Walker collective in the city, led by a frog named Trilla. The Inquisitor writes down all of this information, and then gives one final lethal dose of electricity. And as you experience Lewis's death firsthand, I'm also going to need you to make a fright check for me, Apollo.
Right check. Critical success!
All right. Though it is unnerving living through another's death, from a first-person perspective, you are able to keep composure as the EMTs sort of come and separate you, and then wheel the body into the ambulance to be taken away.
I think like Apollo just kind of has like a very stoic look on their face, but internally they're just kind of like, oh man, I gotta, I gotta find out where that frog is. I need to, if that was real and not just Lewis confessing and making up some things, that, you know, being tortured and then finally just saying whatever to get it to end, only to be rewarded with death. Given that that was all real information, two things like Apollo was like, oh wow, there's like a underground network of Chiwalkers. That would be awesome. Yeah, Chiwalker Collective, and then it's like, oh, the Inquisitor knows about them. Frog named Trilla. Fascinating. I'm just gonna scoot back to the factory manager and tip my head and not say anything and process this information and
Apollo.
slowly let it tear me apart.
Apollo must be like, why was I the last person to hear about this? I feel so left out.
What? Well, I guess Apollo. The one silver lining that Apollo has is that if they're the last person to hear about this, that means they've done a great job at lying low.
But yes, so with a lot on your mind, you go and begin your 10-hour shift at the factory. And it'll go long as you got a late start, naturally. And yeah. Meanwhile,
Ooh.
Pull you back up here. And let me switch up the music again. Meanwhile, Echo, you've just finished your night of work, making small deliveries for the Madon crew, and you're making your way back to your apartment. At the end of the day, perhaps you have a little, grocery bag of necessities. But as you approach your apartment, you see outside of it some red and blue flashing lights, and a couple of police cars.
Huh?
This.
Hold on, Thieves, you're a little quiet. Let me boost your volume. Okay. As you make your way past the police cars outside, you see that there are a bunch of Imperial grunts and an officer in your apartment building in the lobby. One of the grunts holds up his hand and moves to block you as you come in and say, "Sorry, citizen. This area is off limits for right now."
Oh, but this is my home. I live here.
Yes.
This is where I sleep.
Yes.
I have nowhere else to go but here right now.
It'll only be a few minutes. We're securing the situation. You can see just past him. There are more officers, more Imperials, and you see your neighbor, Anita Astor. She is currently on her knees, with an Imperial grunt pointing a gun to her back, and she seems to be discussing something with the Imperial officer. What does Echo do?
Echo makes a telepathic link with his neighbor. Do you need assistance?
You get a response back. I don't know what you can do to help me. But Remember my face.
Hmm.
The
Echo's very disconcerted about that.
the officer steps forward and says, Miss Anita Astor, you are under arrest for aiding and abetting terrorists within Passia City. Anita, counters. She says, "I ain't done nothing. You can't prove anything." The officer says, "We have video evidence of you handing a package to a suspect. You're coming downtown for questioning and sentencing."
Hmm.
They slap handcuffs on her and begin marching her out. As they march past her, Echo, are you maintaining the psychic connection?
Yes. Echo doesn't feel right about this at all.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
As they walk
Echo might.
by, you get a message. They'll be coming for you one day. The grunt sort of moves and lets you move aside as he follows after them. Oh, hold on. The grunt comes back. I remembered something. You there? You said you live here, yeah?
Indeed.
Have you seen this individual coming or going? And they pull up a hologram displaying a Neogen. Have you seen this individual?
And this one is distinctively not navy colored, right?
This is distinctively not Navi, no.
Navi has blue LCD
honestly-
eyes.
So I can honestly say no.
All right. If you see them, please call this number and report that you have spotted them, citizen. They are, but do not approach them. They are considered armed and dangerous.
Interesting.
Have you seen? Also, have you seen any other off-worlders in the area, or anyone claiming to be from off-world?
I see many off-worlders every hour of the day. It'd be very hard to single any one of them down.
Any suspicious activity, I suppose I should ask.
Suspicious. Out of the ordinary, no. Very mundane, quite mundane. Activity from here,
Very
unfortunately.
well. Enjoy your evening, citizen.
I will try. And Echo prances around a bit. Upset about his neighbor. And then he goes, I think I left something in my car. And then he goes back to his car.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still got the mind link with the prisoner, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
This might be a little bit off the beaten path, KB, if you want to do a little improv. But
Yeah. No.
Echo gets in his car and follows, and asks, "Where are you?
All right.
What street do you see?"
They give you the play-by-play as they look out the window of the police car that's taking them away, and you're able to follow them. It seems that they are making their way towards one of the Imperial barracks.
Okay. Echo says, "Navi's gonna kill me for this,"
Oh
and
no.
he comes to one of the streets that are parallel the car,
Mm-hmm.
and then intentionally runs a red light so that the patrol car will crash into his car, giving her
no.
a chance to escape.
Oh. Okay.
Oh fuck.
All right. Unexpected. Very good. Very well. Okay. Make me make for me a driving check. In order to pull this off.
Okay.
Considering you are attempting to intentionally crash, I'm gonna give you +4 on this check. It's not as hard to intentionally crash.
It's more crashing at the right time, at the right speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, you shouldn't have done a +4 to the roll because it.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So,
My.
yeah. So you rolled a 13. Your skill is a 11, but +4, so you were rolling against a 15. So that is a success. All right, Echo, you go and T-bone a cop car. And there is a smash, and we are going to come back to this in a moment.
Oh dear.
All right. I'm gonna come back to that. Meanwhile, Navi is in the auto shop. And I suppose H4RO would be here, but they're shut down right now. They're sleeping.
System update.
Yes.
You know.
They had a firmware update. They're going to be out for exactly as long as it takes Maryland to arrive.
Yes.
So Navi, you're in your shop. You're doing your work. When there is a knock at your door.
Oh, come on in. The door's open. Navi will start heading towards the door anyways.
The door opens.
Oh dear.
It is the last people you wish to see. Three Imperial soldiers, and one man wearing a sort of a trench coat and a hat. He removes his hat and says, "Sorry to bother you, ma'am." And then he holds up a badge.
Well, how may I help you?
Name's interrogative -Vale. You understand interrogative is a imperial position, effectively a detective.
Yeah.
He holds up his badge, says, "With PCBI." That's the Passia City Bureau of Investigation. The FBI.
Of course. Well, come on in. How may I help you? I didn't forget to like make a payment or something, did I?
If you did, that wouldn't be my business. I just have a few questions to ask you.
Of course.
So, first things first, maybe cut to the chase. Do you recognize this individual? Navi, you do recognize this individual.
Oh shit.
This is Gooey. A
Gooey.
Yes. This is Gooey, a companion of yours, from before you, a friend of yours from when you were in, in the Neogen military.
Yeah.
An old friend. You haven't seen them in years, though.
So I think I'm gonna. I, what's like the GURPS equivalent of making an insight check?
The closest thing to that would be detect lies.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't know if I've got that skill.
no. What is it that you're trying to ascertain, though?
I was just gonna see if Navi understands, like, oh, Gooey is in trouble. Like, they are going after Gooey. Or if it would just
You don't
be
need
like,
a roll for that. The FBI is coming and asking questions about your friend.
yeah.
That's self-evident.
All right, then I'm just definitely gonna lie to them. I'm gonna say, never seen him before in my life.
Mm-hmm. They close the hologram. I see. And have you had any contact with anyone from off-world recently?
No, I can't say I have. Especially with the lockdown lately, like curfew.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not many people have been coming in here.
He sort of walks past you into your workshop.
I will follow him, nervously glancing at the guards that followed him into the building.
They sort of make themselves at home in your little lobby area.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That your droid over there?
Yes, it is. That is H4-RO. Or
Mind if
Haro.
I ask them a few questions as well?
Well, they are currently indisposed doing a software update, so it might be a while before they're able to actually respond.
He goes over there and checks to confirm that is the case. All right. Miss, I'm sorry, what was your name?
Navi.
Navi. Well, Miss Navi, if you do happen to see that individual, please inform the authorities right away, and do not approach them. They are considered armed and dangerous.
Of course. I'll stay clear of them. I won't go near them. But I'll let you know.
Good. And the interrogative and the grunts clear out.
Navi just like breathes a huge sigh of relief as soon as they're gone, and just shakes her head like, "What the fuck? What? No, Gooey, what did you do?" She's gonna like run over to Haro and just like tap on his little visor and just like try to get him to wake up. Come on, hurry! I need your help right now.
Well, hopefully they'll they'll be back. But
Mhm.
for now,
Now you know Windows. I don't have any control over these Windows updates. What happens happens.
Yeah.
all right. Echo. Uh, Echo. When last we left you, you had just smashed into the side of a police car. There are uh, there's a few moments of stun, and then there are police scatter, or Imperial guards, Imperial troops, all moving and surrounding you. They're pointing, their blaster carbines at you, giving you orders to get out of the car and put your hands in the air.
Okay. Echo is focused on the prisoner in the back.
Mhm.
Echo asks, "Can you escape?"
She responds, "I can crawl out of the window, but where am I supposed to go?"
I'll lead you. Wait for my signal. And then Echo sheepishly starts following the Imperial officer's orders.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I was trying to catch the light. You said to leave, go somewhere, and I tried to. I'm sorry. What a coincidence.
The um, the police approach, and they seem unsure what to do with your exoskeleton. Um, but there's a lot of they continue giving orders as they begin the process of arresting you. What?
And meanwhile, Echo's looking for paths for the prisoner to take while making sure everyone's focused on him.
Mm-hmm.
Into some back alley somewhere, you can see one. As they all concentrate on him so he can guide her to somewhere.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. In the confusion caused by all of this, she's able to crawl out and make a break for it.
Go left, stop, go right.
Once she's out of the area, though, she does message back. Who are you?
Just a concerned citizen.
We'll be contacting you again soon. Thank you.
Ooh.
And she's gonna disappear. That wasn't how I expected that to go. All right.
Well, Echo has the wallet for a fine, so.
Yeah. Echo. Needless to say, you end up arrested and questioned extensively, especially when when it's found that she escaped. But eventually, you are let go with a reckless driving ticket and other associated fines for your behavior. It's going to be a burdensome bill to pay, but you are eventually released.
Hmm.
Right. See, that's how you make friends.
Yeah.
Endanger the law.
Yeah. Smash a car into them.
Take note, kids that are listening.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, Echo, when you are released, what is your plan? What are you going to do next?
Oh, finally get to my ramen and my yeah,
All right.
settle down for the day.
All right. Echo finally gets to go home and have their fast food store ramen.
Hell yeah.
Their gas station ramen.
Priority.
Gas station instant ramen. All right. Apollo. What's Apollo's plan after getting off of work that evening?
Unfortunately, if Zed was here, I actually think that Apollo's plan would be to go talk to Dez to see if Dez would know anything about a frog named Trilla.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Apropos of that, I guess it would still just kind of be vaguely investigating and trying to see if they can find any more information out about this mysterious Chiwalker collective.
Right.
Dez would be like, "Oh yeah, I know where to find a Trilla," and he starts opening his fridge. Let's see. That's a taco wrap. That's last night's Chinese food. There's a Trilla.
Yes. So with Zed and H4RO missing, I will have to advance the timeline a little bit.
Yeah.
A couple of days after Echo's accident and the associated and the other events which have transpired, there is an emergency broadcast in the city. It's quite impossible to miss, as any devices connected to the city's public network are forcibly adjusted to play the emergency broadcast.
Well, fuck. That's literally playing in my brain then. Okay.
Yes, it is literally playing on your heads-up display, Navi.
Amazing.
Generic news stinger theme here. Yes. Good evening, Passia City. This is Ken Kenters and Veronica Verse with a very important lead story for tonight. Passia City has suffered a deadly terrorist attack. 13 dead and at least 20 injured, including civilians, after a bomb was detonated near the Imperial Barracks in downtown Passia City.
Oh, shit.
Veronica then speaks. Interrogatives from the PCBI are on the case. Several suspicious off-worlders have been identified near the scene of the crime. If anyone viewing this broadcast has seen any of the individuals pictured here, report them at the following number. Do not engage them. They are considered armed and extremely dangerous. And there is a variety of... there are 5 individuals shown, 2 of which some of you recognize. Gooey and Anita. The other 3 are not faces any one of you recognize.
Okay.
Ken Kenters will then speak again and says, "We here at PCNN thank the good citizens of Passia City for their help in locating these dangerous terrorists. Our support of the interrogatives in this manner show our eternal support and loyalty to the Empire, which has brought stability, peace, and order to our planet. These anarchists want to bring chaos to our world, to all the worlds. They bring violence, terror, and uncertainty. These rebels must be stamped out for the good, not just of Passia City, but for the entire planet of Corridon. as he continues going on, there is a knock on Navi's door.
Oh dear. Okay. I'm gonna head over and open it personally this time. Just kind of crack it open. Hello?
As the door opens, you see a figure covered in a cloak which obscures as much of their body as it can, but the form is unmistakably that of a Neogen. And as the hood is lifted just a little bit, you see your old friend, Gooey.
I immediately open the door and just for him to run inside. Gooey, get in. Come on. What the hell did you do?
I did what we had to do.
Huh?
Navi, I knew you were here. I hope I can trust you. Someone I can work with.
Okay, what's going on though?
He goes and pulls up to the door and listens. Looks down the street. Closes the door. Alright, I think I wasn't followed. I think I lost him.
Oh dear, you're being actively chased and you came here. Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine. I'll be okay. I can hide you somewhere. It'll be okay.
I appreciate
But
it.
oh my god.
I have a lot of things to talk to you about, Navi. The rest of my team, we've split. We're gonna lay low for a while before the next phase.
Who's your team? What phase? What are you talking about?
There'll be time to explain later. For now, Zara. For now, could you maybe show me the place? Show me where I can crash for the night?
Oh, of course. The bedroom's over this way. Navi starts heading over here, holds open this door, because this is... Yeah.
Oh, let's see. This'll do. Thank you,
Okay.
Navi.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm just really worried about you. As soon as I heard that the PCBI were here asking for you, like, they came to my workshop before the whole news broadcast went off.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. They didn't know about our connection. At least I don't think so. They
Oh, okay.
they were they checked in on every single Neogen in the city.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. People still think we're a hive mind or something.
Yeah. I came here as part of a team. We're trying to help Corridon. Trying to help this planet.
Navi just kind of blinks and, like, there's actually a little loading wheel on her forehead, like, okay. Help it how?
Your planet is doing a lot worse in recent years, isn't it? Everything's turned to
Yeah.
hell since the Empire took over.
Oh, for sure. But you can't actually... Are you saying You want to get rid of the Empire?
Yeah. That's why I'm here. Look, there's one ship in orbit. There's a small garrison of Imperial troops. It's not enough to hold the planet if all the people rebel. This planet is a keg of gunpowder. It just needs a spark.
Aha. Navi will just sit on the edge of the bed and just think and consider. I mean, I hate the Imperial troops as much as the next guy, but I really don't know if blowing up their spaceship is a good idea. Because then, wouldn't the rest of the Empire come straight to Corridon?
The Empire isn't as powerful as they want you to believe. I've been from one side of this galaxy to the other. Half the planets in the Empire's similarly garrisoned by one singular battleship, or less.
Oh. Like they're spread too thin.
He nods. If an entire planet were to rebel, that might be the beginning of something great. Look, I'm not saying that we're going to blow it up tomorrow or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I want your help, really, I could use a makeover more than anything else. And I know you're handy with tools.
Oh, for sure. You need cybernetic upgrades?
I'll take a side grade if it's all we can do. Just enough to...
Of course.
Just enough so that I don't have the same face. Well, the same external components.
Okay, okay.
Need a new
I'm sure
look.
I could reconfigure your visor. For sure.
And, maybe some hair dye. and a place to lay low. That's all I'm asking for right now.
Well, you can hang out here as long as you need to. I can try and, like, there's vehicles that come and go in here all the time. You can hide out in one of those if things get really dicey.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Navi.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you leave?
Well,
Why'd you come here?
honestly, I was just trying to find a new life. After the whole new gen uprising thing, I don't know. It felt like it was all a bit too much for me. I wasn't really good with, killing people.
You know, Navi, war is coming. The Neogen uprising was important. And just as important, I think the uprising within the Empire is unavoidable. What'll you do when the war comes?
Well, for one thing, I'm gonna need to upgrade the hell out of my robot. But, yeah. I guess I'll just... Well, we'll think about fighting when it actually comes to that. How's that? for now, I just keep you safe, keep you hidden, keep you, you know, I'll fix you up and all that. And then, yeah, it'll be just good for there. Sure, yeah.
I appreciate it. Gooey takes off their cloak, rain-soaked, hangs it on the wall. As they remove the cloak, you can see that they're wearing, combat armor underneath it, and they have a blaster carbine on a strap around their side. They start hanging up their weapons, and
I'm very curious about the gun. I'm gonna take a closer look. Oh, nice gun.
it's served me well. The same one I carried back during the uprising when we fought together.
Oh, that's perfect. I wish that I kept mine, but the old piece of shit was breaking anyways. Had to fix it every other day. Almost after every bullet.
Yeah. We had to make do with what we had, I guess.
And we did it. And maybe we can do it again. I'll just try to stay positive about it. I'll admit I'm nervous as hell, but well, yeah. Okay. How many people does this resistance movement have?
It depends how you count them. There's 5 of us on world right now.
Huh.
But
And off-world?
off-world I'm not sure of. It's more of a very sparse network of like-minded individuals of various levels of commitment to the cause.
Feeling less confident about it then. Okay.
It's a start.
Certainly. I don't know if we can overtake a planet with a start, but it's a start. Gilly, what in the world have you gotten yourself into?
A big mess. But it's going to be a long haul. To get where we need to be. But I've got some ideas. I've got some plans. I just need some muscle. And I need some competent individuals. Do you have anyone in mind that might be interested in a little resistance?
I do know some people that were, really gung-ho about wanting to blow up the parade that was happening a while ago.
I'm more interested in hitting military targets, but
Yeah.
perhaps if they have the metal for that, they might be useful.
Oh, they're crazy enough for it. I can guarantee that.
Good.
There's this
We'll need a little bit.
there's this
of
polite little dolphin named Echo. Oh, Echo's our leader. Yeah, he was promoted to our leader. So, just last night.
But yeah, I might go and get in contact with them real quick. If that's okay.
Please do. I'm just going to make myself some food if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. My kitchen is yours.
Gooey will
Right.
go and start using your kitchen to make some ramen.
Yeah.
Navi, what are you going to do? Who are you going to
I
call
am going-
call first?
Oh goodness. Who do I call first? I feel like I'd call Echo first because I feel like Echo and Navi interact a lot more often than other members of the group because, you know,
Yeah.
he crashes his car a lot.
Speaking of,
Oh, yeah.
in fact, Echo calls you.
Oh, perfect timing. Navi just, like, taps the side of her visor to open up the mental hologram call or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You
Hey, just the person I was about to talk to.
see a grinning dolphin. Ah, the mechanic. I need assistance again.
Oh, do you?
I have totally totaled my front end.
Again?
Yeah,
Um,
it's becoming a pattern.
yes, it is. I was about to say that. How bad is it?
It's pretty bad.
It appears the cruiser totaled it, so
An Imperial cruiser?
very hefty vehicle.
Okay, on one hand, what the fuck? On the other hand, that's kind of what I was about to talk to you about. Anyways, so, do you want to meet at my place? Can the car get towed?
I will tow it to you.
Okay, okay.
We shall have ramen together.
Sounds good. And I have a guest over who might also be interested in having ramen with us.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
All right.
I feel like we should also get
Apollo.
Apollo into the scene
Yes.
somehow.
Well,
I was going to say maybe next you, as you're hanging up with Echo, you get actually a line that Apollo's calling you now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Apollo's trying to get in contact with Deez, but doesn't know Deez's number.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they could, but then they'd have to subscribe to the email chain, and there's just no subscribing to that email chain.
Yeah, what?
Not gonna
Once
happen.
you've subscribed, you can't get unsubscribed.
You
It's
can't,
very
yeah.
insidious.
All right. So if Apollo calls Navi, then I'll pick up and say, "Oh, well, hey, getting a lot of calls lately. I was just about to call you too."
Well, that's a coincidence for you. Listen, you deal with a lot of just customers from your day-to-day job. There wouldn't be any possibility that you'd ever worked with a frog named Trilla before, right?
Have I?
I don't.
Asking the Dungeon Master.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that you. Frogs don't tend to drive cars because they're very small.
Fuck, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but well,
say I
I
have.
don't know. Maybe that there's other maybe that Trilla has like a bodyguard that needs a car or something.
I mean,
don't
no,
know.
that's true. That's true. It's a plausible question, but no.
Yeah.
No, Navi, you have not met Trilla before.
I figured
have not.
Des might be the better contact, but I'm kind of
You don't want to sign up for his email list.
yeah.
Understandable.
Once
Listen,
Jess
I
gets
get,
that email from you, it's over.
I
Mhm.
get enough emails every single day for shit that I don't even remember signing up for. Okay, I will never find an important email again if I have one more master list that I can't unsubscribe from.
Yeah, it is the worst shit in the world. Imagine having all of those junk emails beamed directly into your brain.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine.
You have to learn to tune it out sometimes, eventually. Anyway, why are we asking about Trilla? What's the deal with that?
That, dear Navi, is quite a long story. That might be easier if I just told you in person.
Okay, yeah, you know, I was about to invite you over anyways. We're having ramen.
Oh, awesome. Ramen is always at least a little bit better when you're shared with people, so I'll be on my way. I have nothing to do tonight anyways.
All right, perfect.
Fellow destitutes.
All right. Shortly thereafter, Echo, you were able to have your car towed to Navi's shop. Navi, it is a mess. You don't know how Echo's going to afford these repairs.
Oh, definitely not.
But that's what credit is for.
Yeah.
And Apollo arrives as well.
Hello. Welcome. So both of you, okay, Echo, we'll deal with your car in a bit. We got something a little more important to talk about. Navi does like the uwu pose, pointing her fingers together.
uh, Apollo just kind of like crosses their arms and is like, yeah, seems like some interesting things have happened lately, so.
Uh-huh. And well, okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I am harboring a fugitive. Do you want to meet him?
Apollo just kind of like blinks and is like, wait, like one of the fugitives on the news?
Yeah,
Um,
one of them.
Echo just lights up in beams and goes, "Oh, how fruitous! I just abated one of their escapes as well."
Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Apollo, like, you don't usually see Apollo, like, excited or smile a lot. This is probably one of the first times, at least in recent memory, that you could remember Apollo smiling, and they're like, well, yeah, let's meet him.
Okay. This is already going better than I thought it would. Okay. Navi just like happily skips over to the door and just kind of knocks on it.
If you can
Yeah.
imagine a 12-foot robot suit just lumbering like a Labrador Retriever.
Oh my gosh.
All
Hey,
right.
Gooey. Two of my friends are here. I'd like to introduce you to Apollo and Echo.
As the door
hold
opens
up the
and Gooey steps out, Echo and Apollo, you both immediately recognize them as the very distinctive blue alien from the news.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted for the apparent terrorist bombing of the Imperial Barracks.
So, yeah, this is Gooey. He's my old war buddy. We fought in the the Neogen Revolution together. And yeah, he's apparently part of a syndicate that's trying to, blow up the starship that's in orbit that's controlled by the Imperials. So,
The Tormentor, yes.
the Tormentor, yeah, that one. Mhm.
Quite a noble aspiration, if I must say so myself.
Yeah.
He looks to the two new arrivals. That's quite a bit of hardware you have there. Approaching Echo's exosuit.
Thank you. I owe a lot of people for it.
No doubt. Gooey then moves over to Apollo and says, and looks Apollo in the eyes. Says, I think you also are more than meets the eye, aren't you?
You don't know the half of it.
Well, I look forward to learning. It's good to meet both of you. If you're friends of Navi's, then you're friends of mine. I hope we could work together.
And just so we're clear, this is working together to blow up the Tormentor. So,
Well, that's a long-term goal.
yeah.
In the short run, I want to make some, I want to make them hurt a bit, and try and recruit more people, spread our cause,
Okay.
light a
Yeah,
fire.
probably a good idea.
No, I actually can. Should I have invited Dez? I look to Apollo.
um,
Who's Des?
maybe it might require a bit more thinking about it before we broach this whole situation to Dez, because they might, I have a feeling that Frog
Yeah.
would just jump right up to blowing up the Tormentor, and
For sure.
none of the other necessary steps before we get there.
Yeah. Okay, so I turn to Gooey and I just start explaining. Dez is a little frog, the kind that, like, makes spice when they're cremated. It's a little morbid, but, hallucinogenic properties, and he's actually used that before to help us, kind of, sort of, maybe brainwash an Imperial Guard. So, if we're getting people to sign up for our cause, that is an avenue to do so.
When you mentioned using hallucinogenics to brainwash an imperial officer, Gooey's cyberface does a pog face.
Yes.
And Gooey then says, "I would very much like to meet this Dez when the opportunity presents itself."
Okay. Just be warned. He's quite a lot. It's a lot to deal with, even though he's a
Quite.
tiny little frog.
I see. Well, in the meantime, we have I have quite the shopping list of things that I would like for us to acquire. And well, first, I need to lay low for a few days, just until the manhunt's over. Or at least until the manhunt dies down, I should say. And in that time, I want a bit of a makeover for myself. Navi's going to help out with some new external plating on my cybernetics. Make it so that I don't look like the same Neogen anymore. When that's... After a couple of weeks, though, my first objective is going to be getting some Imperial uniforms. I have some contacts. I'll be happy to introduce them to you. But I want to meet the rest of your team. I want to meet this Dez. And, it should be an easy enough job, though.
I would introduce you to my droid, too, but he is currently indisposed, so... But it'll be a four-person team.
The camera pans over to H4. Their eyes are
Yeah.
just the blue screen.
Yeah.
Apollo's gonna kind of be like, well, I don't have many other contacts, but if you need some help lying low, I have experience in that.
Do you have any contacts who could help me get a fake ID?
I can negotiate some things, yeah.
Oh.
Excellent. Then, yeah, help me get in contact with that person, or once I have my new face on, I'll need some identification.
Yeah. Gooey? Who's Gooey?
Yeah. We should probably come up with a new name for you then.
Undoubtedly. Gooey is out.
It's a cute name though, but
Yeah.
Well, sometimes a name outgrows its purpose.
We're now at Emacs.
Emacs?
We got Emacs, we got Vim, we got several more Linux nerd names to go through.
Mm-hmm. It works for me. Or whatever identity your friend needs me to have is what we'll use, I guess. thank you for this, and the galaxy will thank you in time.
Well, I hope so. We're trying, kind of sticking at our necks here. It's gonna be real, but it'll be okay. Let's get started on getting replacement cybernetics for you. I'll see if I can find some way to modify the nanites on your visor, and yeah, yeah. Let's get moving.
All right.
Go Gene.
And I think as that happens, the camera's gonna sort of pan up and away into the night sky. We'll get a good long shot of the city and some red and blue police lights on their manhunt for the 5 terrorists, which they will not find. And I think that with Marilyn and Zed both missing, I think that's actually just a good place for us to call things for this week. I know it's been been short, but we know what we're doing next time, and that's crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And also, I will redraw Gooey, because, you know, the art I made that was actually made kind of rushed, and it's kind of good that we're going to be changing his entire appearance, because I want to edit his pug.
Yeah, that works. That works well. So, yes, everyone, this was a work in progress here by Vivian for Gooey. But we'll have a new face for them when we play again in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I finished that minutes before the session. I think I'm gonna be real.
All right.
Good.
But yeah, that'll be it for tonight. Next time we'll come back with some with the first job Emacs going to ask you all to help them with, and perhaps you'll meet the rest of the rebels.
Oh, I'm excited.
Eyes emoji, eyes emoji.
Mm-hmm.
One of them has to know about a frog named Trilla.
Definitely.
Perhaps, and of course, also you'll be getting Emacs' new identity, which will of course then also indebt him to Madon as well. So more complications.
That buddy is hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. But all right. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and take us to the stream ending page.
Alright.
All right. Thank you everybody for watching. And we're just gonna go head off for now. If you want, though, to check out the VODs of all our previous sessions of this campaign and our other campaigns, you can go check that out on my YouTube, which I just put there in chat. Or if you want to check out my new scripted YouTube content, Angelic Encounters, you can go check out that second link there. I have 2 videos up on my video essay channel, both showing off combat systems from a variety of different RPGs. The first one, video is called How to Slay a Goblin. On the first video, we go over D&D, Dungeon World, GURPS, and Dungeon Crawl Classics. The second video, we also go over Fate and Savage Worlds Deluxe Edition. And I do want to make a 3rd video in that series eventually on Torchbearer. And I'm planning on starting work this week, and hopefully finishing by next week, will be a video on social interaction mechanics in a variety of different RPG systems. So go check out that channel if any of that sounds interesting to you, and give it a subscribe for my future content. But yeah, that'll be everything for tonight. Good night, everybody. I'll see you guys next time.